Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Caucasian Mark, whitest dude on the internet. So I forgot in my data types that there's this thing called a long. I was going through them all and I realized I forgot one. I'm glad this was in an interview position because they probably would have looked at me like I was an idiot. We can think of a long as the biggest effing number that we could possibly hold. And give you an idea, let me come down here and type this out. Oh. Stupid keyboard. Long is a big ass number. And let me just show you how big this thing is. Let me whip this out real fast. It's 8 bytes. But I sometimes think, well, 8 bytes, cool, whatever. But that's the range of it. It's pretty freaking enormous. If you were going to go on a date and you were going to tell a girl what your data type is and you say a long, she would go home with you. I'm not so sure about that. I'm just making that up. Cheap humor at the expense of an imaginary situation. But a long is very useful, right? So let's first make one. So long, big ass data type. This is a horrible way of spelling it out. So let's go ahead and go back in here. Big ass data type. Isn't that much easier to read, by the way? Anyways, we're going to type this, and then we're going to type... Well, wait, it's supposed to be freaking huge, right, Mark? It's supposed to wow the imagination and wow the public. So why is it 0? Well, as we can see, the range is all the way from up here to all the way down here. So it'll go, was it 100,000? Yeah, that's a larger number than my bank account will ever be. But you denote to the compiler that's going to be long by putting an L at the end, which means its range is going to be much significantly higher than that of, say, an integer, right? And one of the purposes of using a long is, say, you want to keep time, or say you have, you want to keep track of how many accounts there are on Facebook, or how many accounts there are at, say, Chase Bank. It's very, very, very useful when you know you're going to have a lot of different sizes of data or objects coming in that you need to store. So it's useful in that way. I know some people for the Y2K issue, they went through and changed their applications so they would be using longs instead of integers or what the other data types are that they used. Just because even if you're keeping track of years, they're probably going to have another data type by the time that value converted into years is over with. So this is a very simple one here. Let's just go do a system out. Print line new big ass data type. As we can see, it's 0 down there. Or if we were to put, this is going to give us an error here, so I have to go and delete the commas. Actually, don't do that. So we want to keep it as that. And we can see it prints out this number. Pretty freakishly huge. And actually, I think that was the negative number there. Yeah, because that's our max right here. Sorry, I read that red left or right wrong. So this is the maximum go negative, and this is the maximum go positive. Because if you could tell, when I was up here, I wanted to make it 807, but that's just a little bit bigger than this data type could hold by a value of 1. Now there are different ways we could have much larger numbers than a long, but that's another video another time. So this is a boring data type video that somehow I made just under 5 minutes lecturing about. So if you have any questions, leave them below. Like, share, subscribe, contribute, give that thumbs up, drink a beer, whatever. I'll see you.